Hello everybody and welcome to week 3 of our Greek Monday Munchies. Today we are going to be making Loukoumades, which are basically little donuts, but they have honey and typically walnuts, but I'm not a walnut fan, so I'm just going to put honey on mine. And they're like soft but crispy and they're going to be really good. I'm very excited about them. As always, we'll be using Eli K. Giannopoulos' recipe from My Greek Dish to make this Loukoumades recipe. And we'll get started. We'll go over the ingredients at the counter, so I'll see you over there. Alrighty, so to make our Loukoumades, we need not too many ingredients, but it does take a few steps. So we are going to need some oil. I'm using vegetable oil as always. We've got your sugar. It's 3 tablespoons of sugar. 1 teaspoon of salt, a cup of lukewarm water, a cup of lukewarm milk, and 15 grams of active dry yeast, and then 3 1/4 cup of flour. And then when we do the topping, we'll need honey. It just calls for regular honey, but I found this orange blossom honey, and I think this citrus is going to be really nice on top, so I grabbed orange blossom honey to put my own little twist on it. Alright, let's get to making some Loukoumades. So for the first step, we are going to be making the dough. To make the dough, we're going to start with our lukewarm water, 1 cup, and our 15 grams of active dry yeast. We're going to go ahead and put this in there, put the yeast in there. Doesn't all want to come out. Give it a little nudge if you have to. You want all that in there. Then you're going to take your lukewarm water and also actually your 3 tablespoons of sugar. Excuse me, 2 tablespoons of sugar. We're going to go ahead and whisk that. What we want to do is whisk it until the yeast dissolves completely, and then we're going to just let it sit for 5 minutes before we add the rest of our dough ingredients, which is everything except for the honey. I'm actually going to grab a spatula. It's my Jingle Bell spatula. I love it. Just scrape the side of the bowl. I've got some yeast fragments that are trying to escape, and we don't want any escapees. We want to use all of our yeast. There we go. They are all in there now. All of our yeast is dissolved. Am I being too impatient? I tend to be a little impatient. We're going to let this sit for 5 minutes, so I will see you in about 5 minutes. Bye! So we're actually going to use a stand mixer for the next part, so I will bring you over there and we can see this get mixed up. In our stand mixer, we're going to put that yeast, water, and sugar mixture. 4 tablespoons of our oil. The rest of it we'll be using for frying. 2, 3, 4. We're going to do our 1 teaspoon of salt, our 1 cup of lukewarm milk, and our 3 1/4 cups of flour. Beautiful. So what we're going to do now is whisk it. It says to mix this at a high speed, but I'm going to start at a lower speed so that way the flour doesn't go everywhere right when we start this up. Alright, our dough is smooth. We're going to get it off this whisk somehow. It's a very sticky dough, and into the bowl, and we're going to cover it up with a little plastic wrap and pop it in the fridge. Our dough has been made. I'm letting it kind of fall off the whisk. I noticed I left it propped up, and the dough is just kind of falling off, which is going to be... If you've seen our other episodes from Japan, you'll know I hate sticky stuff on my hands. I cannot stand it. So I like that the sticky dough we have is just falling off of the whisk without me having to touch it. Let gravity do the work for you. Also, coffee break. Today we have, I don't think I've used this mug yet. It's really cute. Of course we have Bones Coffee, not affiliated, not sponsored. Just really like their coffee and I like to talk about them because their coffee is so good if you like flavored coffee with no sugars. This one did sound like an ad though, but it's not, I promise. This one is s'more time, so it's like marshmallowy and chocolatey, and then I put a creme brulee creamer in there to make it deliciouser. That's what I'm sipping on today. So while our dough is over there, I'm just gonna let you know the next couple steps in the process. We are going to plastic wrap the bowl that the dough is in, and we need to keep this in a warm place. It's kind of chilly in this kitchen because I had lukewarm water, set it down to talk, and then it was already cold. Same thing with the milk originally. So what Eli Giannopoulos recommends is preheating your oven to 40 to 50 degrees Celsius, which would be 110 degrees to like 120 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. But my oven doesn't go that low. I can only do 170 degrees Fahrenheit. So what I'm going to do is I run the microwave a little bit just to get it warm in there, and I'm going to pop the bowl right in the microwave. Not run it or anything, just pop the bowl in the microwave so it's in a warm environment for the next hour. Alrighty, so our dough is looking fabulous. It is nice and smooth. Look at that, can you see that? So what we're about to do, cover this bad boy up. We are gonna put this bowl in the microwave. I've run the microwave for about 2-3 minutes, so it's nice and warm in there for our dough, and we're gonna put it in there for an hour, and we will see you then. All right, guys, our dough is huge. It got huge. We like that. Our next step is to put our oil in the pan and let that heat up while we scoop out our balls of dough. So I'm gonna turn this on like a medium heat. Now Eli here recommends not making them until the oil's hot and then dropping them in instead of pre-making them. Eli also recommends dipping your spoon in oil instead of water so that the dough doesn't stick to it. In order to test the oil, it's not gonna be done yet, I know, but we're gonna pop dough in here. I'm gonna put a little more oil in there. And get a good deep fry on them. All right, let's do a little test real quick. If I can get any of it to come off of my fingers. Go! Nope. Not there yet. I think the time has come to fry these up. Let's do a little... Oop, yep. That's sizzling right away. And you're just gonna do this. I'm actually doing it a different way. They describe to do it as you put your palm in and make a fist, and the ball here that comes out is what you will use. You'll scoop that out with the spoon. But not gonna lie, I don't quite understand it. It's not working for me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and pull some dough out, roll it into balls in my palms, and plop them in the oil. That seems like it'll work just about as well. I do put a little olive oil on my fingers and my palms, just so the dough sticks less to my skin. Then what you want to do is just push them around so they get nice and golden on each side. They're done cooking. Look at these little golden balls of deliciousness. That's me eating them. Look at them! Our Loukoumades look good. Look at those golden perfection. So we're gonna dress these a few different ways. The first way, we're gonna just take a couple over here. That looks good. And a couple over here. And these ones are super easy peasy. My mom wanted a chocolate drizzle on hers. She doesn't want sprinkles, so we're just doing chocolate drizzle, which sounds good. And it's actually something that Eli recommends as well. So, She likes her Hershey's hot fudge, so that's what we're gonna use. Ooh, it is hot, but the jar is hot. So please make sure if you are also using this Hershey's syrup, this Hershey's hot fudge stuff, that you are also using an oven mitt, because it is very hot. And we're just gonna, ooh, it doesn't lend itself well to drizzling this stuff, does it? Tell you what, we're just gonna, ooh, it's probably because it's hot fudge, so it's thick. But they still look good. And I'm gonna sprinkle a couple of these just for the aesthetic. So we've got our hot fudge ones. And I've put some sprinkles on them, just sprinkle them up. We've got our hot fudge ones. The second way we're gonna do them is to put honey on them. And this drizzles much better. Then we're gonna put cinnamon on a couple of them. And we're gonna go ahead and dig into one of those. So these are the ones with honey. And a few have cinnamon on them as well. I'm gonna go for one with honey and cinnamon on it. Look at that. Look at that texture, and they're crunchy. Not crunchy, but like crispy on the outside. They're good. I gave my mom the plate of chocolate ones, and she approves, by the way. And we're gonna try one with just the honey, no cinnamon. I like it better with just the honey, to be honest. And the other way we're gonna do these is to create a glaze out of some powdered sugar. I'm just gonna do a little tiny drip of vanilla in there to give it some flavor. And then we're just gonna add some water in here, just a little at a time. Until we have dissolved all of the powdered sugar and have a glaze that we want. I'll do a little more water because I want to be able to, yeah. I want it, typically you'd want it a little less runny than that if you're going to like drizzle it over top, but we're going to dip, so I'm okay with the consistency it's at. Looks like a green plate this time. Take like 4 of these bad boys. I'm gonna dunk them in and just roll them around. One there, and I'm gonna do it until we've used it all up because we have a lot more Loukoumades than is just on this plate. So that way we don't waste any of this powdered sugar, water, vanilla concoction here. You can see it didn't take much water. It literally was up to here, now it's to here. This is the glazed one. It looks really nice. We're gonna give it a whirl. Let's see. It's good. So that does it for this week's episode of Monday Munchies. Again, we are using Eli K. Giannopoulos' recipe on mygreekdish.com for the Loukoumades. The link will be in the description below, as well as links to Crossing Borders, Etsy, website, Patreon. Our Patreon is super cool. You should definitely check that out. Just make sure you like, subscribe, hit that little notification bell so you know when we put a new episode out. It's every Monday, 2 p.m. But if that ever changes or we put a little bonus video out or anything, you'll get notifications of that and can be one of the first to watch and like and comment. Speaking of commenting, please let me know if you decided to make this recipe, where you first had Loukoumades, if this wasn't the first time you've had them, and how you decided to top yours. There's a whole bunch of different things you could put down there. We'd like to know how you're doing, or if you just want to pop in and say hi and that you liked the video or anything else, just give us a little shout down there. And we will see you in the next one. As always, take care and be good to each other. Bye.